a nuclear bomb fell on American soil. It was 260 times more powerful than Hiroshima.
And when investigators found it buried in a North Carolina field, they discovered something that made their blood run cold. 3 of the 4 safety switches had already armed.
One switch.
That's all that stood between the East Coast and total annihilation.
January 24, 1961.
A B-52 Stratofortress takes off from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base on a routine patrol. Inside the bomb bay sit 2 Mark 39 thermonuclear bombs, each one carrying a 4-megaton payload.
This is the height of the Cold War. These flights happen every single day.
But tonight, something's wrong.
At 33,000 feet, the crew notices a fuel leak in the right wing.
They radio back to base. They're losing fuel fast. The plane is getting harder to control.
Ground control gives the order, return to base immediately. The crew pushes the bomber toward home. But the leak isn't stopping.
The aircraft starts shaking violently.
Metal groans under the stress. That's when things got catastrophic.
At midnight, the B-52's right wing tears completely off the aircraft.
The bomber spirals into a death roll over the small town of Goldsboro, North Carolina. 5 crew members manage to eject. 3 don't make it. And then the bombs fall. Both Mark 39 nuclear weapons are ripped free from the disintegrating aircraft. One bomb's parachute deploys. It drifts down gently, landing intact in a tree on a local farm. When recovery teams find it, they discover its arming sequence had fully activated. The bomb thought it was being deployed. The second bomb? No parachute.
It slams into a muddy field at over 700 miles per hour, burying itself 180 feet into the earth. But here's what sent investigators into a cold sweat. When weapons specialists examined the parachuted bomb, they found that 3 of the 4 arming mechanisms had engaged.
The bomb had armed itself during the fall.
Only one switch, a simple low-voltage mechanism, hadn't triggered.
And then the classified report confirmed everyone's worst fear. That one switch? It wasn't some advanced failsafe. It was a cockpit-armed switch. A basic safety feature that required a pilot to flip it manually before the weapon could detonate. But the crew had ejected. Nobody was left to flip it. A simple toggle switch, the kind you'd find on a desk lamp, saved an estimated 8 million lives. The explosion would have created a fireball visible from New York. Radioactive fallout would have spread across Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, and beyond. The entire eastern seaboard, spared by accident. The government classified the incident for over 50 years. The full truth only emerged in 2013 when journalist Eric Schlosser uncovered the original documents. Oh, and that second bomb? The one buried 180 feet deep? It's still there.
The Air Force tried to dig it out, but the water table made it impossible. So they bought the land, built a fence around it, and left a nuclear weapon buried under a North Carolina farm.
To this day, the Goldsboro incident remains one of the closest calls in nuclear history.